Hey, this is Jake from SurvivalGeek. How you guys doing today? Excellent, cool deal. I'm doing great too. Today I'm gonna demo a few things. I have to start with. This is a Morakniv Black, also known as the Morakniv Bushman Black. Get a little bit closer here. Normally, it just comes with a black case going across. It's a polymer Kydex case. I've encased a survival kit in the inside of it. I'll get to that in some other video. And then I did I love orange paracord when it comes to paracord. I'm more of a bank line person. I like hard bank line a lot better than paracord for various reasons, but especially when you're tying knots, the knots actually stick together rather than gives that better adhesion rather than coming back apart. But there are a lot of uses for paracord. When I do use it, I go with orange in particular because honestly, when I toss orange on the ground, or if it falls away or something happens and I've got tied around something, I can easily find it again. To me, that's a plus. So this particular one, you can see a couple doodads here in the back. The Bushman Black from Morakniv, they come with a particular handle. If you see it here, it rotates. I thought that was pretty good. Rotating handle is great because one, it's on your belt and you happen to sit down in a truck or something like that. The belt, it allows you to just quickly rotate it, get it to where you need to go. And if you're up on a ladder or you're bent down or something like that, it rotates with you however you want it to be. To add a little added protection for me, I have kids, so I don't want them pulling out my knife or doing something like that. I took the very back of the handle here. More should really implement this. They don't have to put this nice little nasty little cord on here. All they have to do is add a little bitty hole on the very back here for me to be able to push 2 pieces of paracord through. I used bungee cord. I found bungee cord works best. And I fed the cord through both sides of the back here. And fed the cord through both sides of the back and then tied a big knot in the back here together. And then actually fused it off with a lighter so it would stick together. And then in the front here, I did make it tight so I can easily peel this over the front. And overall, it's not going anywhere. This being plastic, I got a hole in the very bottom of the sheath that makes it so if this fills up with water, it just drains right back out again. So I've got a cord around the top of the sheath. I can put it around my neck so I'm walking around and I don't have anything here around me. I just have it here. I can easily grab it, pull it out, do what I need to do, put it back in, and know where my knife is all the time. I have a clip on it as well. I use this a lot because I don't use the sheath part to put a belt through. I find that to be tedious. I have to take my belt off every time. So if I take a carabiner clip, put it through the belt clip, and this works with any knife sheath, by the way, and I flip the clip upside down, now I can put it through my belt. My belt hangs here, and this just moves like it needs to, or this moves like it needs to, regardless, and it doesn't fall off. I've never had them fall off before. I mean, you know, depending how good your belt loop is on your pants, that's why I have this guy on here. This is blue. You can make it black. You can make it whatever color you want to buy it to be. I would buy one that's good for climbers, just for the fact that it'll be much stronger than some cheap one that costs $2. Don't buy a cheap $2 or $3 clip and risk a high-priced knife or something off it. Luckily, the Mora Blacks only cost $40. Okay, if I go with one with all the doodads, you'll see a survival version for the Moras that adds an extra $20 to the blade. What is that? So this is my fishing tackle bag. I take this with me. I go on fishing trips. It's also a bug out bag, so I have a lot of other items inside of it as well, made by a company called UTG. That's Umbrella Tango Golf, UTG, phonetic alphabet. On the side here, on one of the loops on the side, I put in a zip tie, and then I took the actual clip and I put 2 zip ties around the clip piece itself. Bring that closer so you guys can see it. So 1 and 2, and the 2 allow it to just hang. I trimmed them back off, use a really strong zip tie so you don't have to worry about that. This dangles where I want it to be, but it has this piece of plastic that's been adhered to the outside plastic piece of the case. And what that is a diamond file on the front. Don't knock diamond files when your knife goes actually extremely dull. I don't personally use it. I carry a Lansky wherever I go, either a Lansky Blade Medic or a Lansky Quadsharp. Both work extremely well. Let's see here. I have a Quadsharp with me right now. It's kind of beat up. Lansky Quadsharp gives me a ceramic piece here. It gives me 4 carbide cut tips, and they're actually numbered. So 17 degrees, 20 degrees, 25 degrees, and 30 degrees. So that way I can get it exactly where I want. If I want a fillet knife, 17 degrees. When they're shipped out of the box, it's typically between 20 and 25 degrees. I want a utility knife, I got it at 30 degrees. And it'll reprofile the blade while I'm in the field, while I'm not having to go to stones. The white ceramic looks great. Okay, I can easily come back across it and get the burrs off the blade and keep going from there, okay? The extra $60 gives me a diamond file and this nice nifty little piece here. I'm gonna put this in so I stab myself. Also, you can see it's got ridges here, so I can grab the ridges and push off the ridges to pull the knife out. Otherwise, it does lock in place. You notice how it's not falling out right now. Same as the other knife. I just didn't have it locked in when I shook it the first time. But it is locked in. So, comes out. And I noticed if you put any type of lubricant or different things on here, it can make it slip out easier. So, but the way this nicely fits, gravity makes it so wherever it fits, it's always pointing down. So it's not going to fall off of me. So, but I have this piece here as well. It comes off. It's got ridges on the outside of it. A lanyard hole. The ridges also have this piece built into the knife itself. Well, onto that clip here. It's got a little notch built into it, to where once I push it in, if you listen, it's clicking. Click, 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 click. It's not going to come off of there, folks. It does not come off. But what it is, pull the knife out. The back of all the Bushman knives are ground down, so I can easily, I got a fire starter, folks. Strike and strike and strike and strike. That's what happens. To grind the spine down on the back of the knife, it means I can use the back of the knife to scratch and get sparks, or I can use it to fuzz up a stick, to use it as tinder when I'm lighting the fire, but I don't mess up the tip of my knife when I'm going that direction. A lot of people buy a knife and then grind the spine down. You buy these from Mora, they naturally come, they come factory grind, okay? Bushman blacks do. So do the Bushman Garbers. Mora knife Garbers. They come that way. A lot of their knives do, some of their knives don't. Some of the people that use them as tradesmen's knives, like the Mora Pro knives, the carbon steel or the stainless steel, white handle, blue handle, they don't come ground down. And for the purposes, they don't really use them to start fires. They use them for woodwork, or they've been working in the kitchen or something like that, to where they're not needing to sit there and start an actual Bushman fire out in the bush just from that. So, lots of sparks, depending on where I spark it. Doesn't really matter. This will last me a very, very long time. These match up next to the ones I can buy in Walmart. For the most part, I've used those and clipped them right in place. And where's my ruler at? My ruler comes in at the ferrocerium rod comes in at 2 1/2 inch. I would say if you carried anything with you on your blade, cotton balls with a little bit of Bass and Trace mixed in with them, so you have a nice source for disinfecting a wound or help the healing of a wound, not to mention use as a fire starter. Beautiful, they'll light even in wet conditions. Just break them apart so that you see the fibers on the inside. Don't try to strike and light the outside. You need to light the fibers on the inside. They spark, and then the rest of it, the Bass and Trace works as a propellant and gets it all to work. So this is a baton. It's just a piece of wood, cut 1-2 inches diameter. Batons are great if I'm going to be, I can cut and carve and do whatever I need to do with this. If I need to process wood with this, would this process and baton wood? Absolutely. Take your tree you're going to be cutting, or your limb, you put it on the end, you take your baton and you smack the end. Okay? I can smack all day long. I can chop and process wood with just a knife very, very easily. And it's not going to break the knife. It's 1095 carbon steel. Start knocking limbs off here. Oh, that one's chopped off. Whew. Oh. Chop that tree down. Look at the firewood here, folks. We're looking at crafting. We're looking at building a fence. We're looking at trapping. We're looking at building a small fence around our deadfall, our snare. We're looking at rope. We're looking at softwood trees, and I can take off the bark easily and split it down into smaller sections so I can braid into rope and cordage. We're looking at all kinds of things for knives. And I can process all ready for carving. Okay, I'm holding it next to me. I'm holding this next to me. I can either pull for carving or I can push. I can get a longer grip by holding this underneath my knee, and then I can pull back to give me more strength. I can put my thumb on the edge of it and I can push in with it now. I do what I call spider sticks. On a trail or in the woods, you'll notice there'll be spider webs everywhere. Find a small tree limb somewhere. For doing this shoot, I knocked this one off. Carve off the end of it. Get you a nice handle here going. Notice how I'm pointing the blade away from me. Okay. Now as I'm walking, I have this up in front of me and I start walking. This is going to take care of all the spiders and everything that's going to hit my face. I can even move it some as I'm walking. That way my whole trail is clear as I'm walking, so I don't have anything coming in my face. So I want to make sure it's at least 2 or 3 feet above me, so that way I don't have anything up there waiting for me as I'm walking. All going down. I can give it a shake every so often, get the spiders off, and keep on walking. Be happy. I got a fishing kit, a repair kit, a little sewing kit inside. Definitely have a fire starter, a ferro rod, a few other different items. All Thanks for being with me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and really quickly here, let's see. Morakniv Bushcraft Black, not full tang, 3.2 millimeters is the blade width. Let's see, it weighs 245 grams, 5.7 ounces. There's a black DLC coating. It's supposed to be a corrosive-proof, rust-proof coating that goes on the outside. Honestly, when I start cutting or carving or batoning with it, it does start coming off. So you'll look at other means for that. Let's see here. It's rated as on a Mora site. It's rated as a survival and a tactical knife. It has a factory ground spine. We went over that. It has a Scandi grind, so it has no micro bevel on it at all. So you don't have to worry about that. A lot of times they'll put a grind on the side of the blade, and then they'll put another small little grind at the very bottom of the blade. So that way they, to me it's pointless. Every time I find that micro bevel, and you'll see them, you'll see the nice shine, and the very tip of it, you'll see it go up, it curves different direction, and that's called a micro bevel. And you want to remove those as soon as you find them. They make it that much more difficult to sharpen. I take them off, and they're much easier to sharpen. Carbon steel blade. Let's see here. The handle is TPE rubber, non-slick. That's right. So if I get it wet, if I'm working in a wet condition or dropping it in a river or whatnot, it will not really come out of my hands. It stays there. So easy to work with. Kind of soft. It's got a polymer sheath, Kydex, what we call that. Blade length 109 millimeters. Knife length 232 millimeters. Blade width is at 3.2 millimeters. I think I said that already. It comes in at $40 on Amazon. If you wanted to upgrade to the Garberg and get you a full tang, I believe it was inspired by Dave Canterbury, 272 grams, 9.6 ounces, full tang with a ground spine, stainless steel, not carbon steel. I think that's what made me go with the Bushman Black, because it's all carbon steel. I like it. It's tougher if I'm beating on it and stuff like that. Mora knife's been there forever. It's Mora knife is from Mora, Sweden. They're founded in 1891 in Mora, Sweden. So Swedish steel versus Chinese steel. The Garberg has a leather sheath compared to the Kydex sheath. the Bushman black comes in.